Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Prepare yourself for the Kapalabhati practice. First we will do Kapalabhati practice for the 3 minutes. You can keep your eyes closed. Prepare yourself. Start. Keep doing. I'm not going to distract you with my pace. Two more minutes of Kapalabhati. One and a half minutes of Kapalabhati more. One more minute left. Finish. Relax your abdominal. Every time bring your awareness within. Actually every moment. Prepare yourself for the second round of Kapalabhati, but this time I'm not going to tell you how many minutes left or seconds left. I want you to stay in the process without thinking when it's going to finish. Just be in the process. Prepare yourself for the 3 minutes of Kapalabhati. Keep your spine straight, Concentrate. Start. Finish. Keep your awareness within and just feel what is happening in the body. Prepare yourself for the third round of Kapalabhati. Make yourself comfortable, keep your spine straight. 3 minutes. Start. Finish. Keep your awareness with your sensations in the body. And now we will do 2 minutes of Kapalabhati alternate nostril. Throughout 2 minutes, we are going to keep changing the nostrils non-stop, like this. So keep changing throughout 2 minutes, because there can be another ways, but now we will do like this. Okay? Hope it is clear. Let's do for 2 minutes. Prepare yourself, keep your spine straight. When you're ready, start. Keep breathing. And finish. Stay still. And now we will do Kapalabhati pranayama. Means that we are going to apply retention of the breath and application of the bandhas during Kapalabhati practice. I believe you already practiced that before, but just allow me to remind you about this how we do. So these particular techniques of Kapalabhati pranayama that we are going to practice now can be found in Bihar School of Yoga approach. So we will practice Kapalabhati pranayama with Antar Kumbhaka and Bahir Kumbhaka afterwards. Means retention after inhalation and afterwards retention after exhalation. Two different techniques. So retention after inhalation, Antar Kumbhaka is normally considered to be easier. That's why we start with that. Their technique is following. First, we are going to press the right nostril and perform 10 Kapalabhati breath through the left nostril. After 10 breaths, we switch the nostril and do 10 Kapalabhati breath through the right. After that, we do 10 breaths through both nostrils So altogether it's going to be 30 Kapalabhati breath. So after we've done 30 Kapalabhati breath, 30, we do inhalation, applying the lungs and hold as far as we can. Before starting the breath, we release the lungs according to the system applied and start breathing. I wanted to encourage you for this retention of the breath, try not to strain, try to enjoy this state of voidness. Don't think about that you have to stay a long time holding the breath. Just let go the effort and try to enjoy this condition of being your breath retained. Then it works very well. So you practice that regularly, right? Before, so you are familiar, no need to do the guided one. And we don't have a particular number of the seconds to stay, or minutes staying in holding the breath. That's why it's a self-practice. You stay as long as you can. We will do first Kapalabhati pranayama with Antar Kumbhaka, 3 rounds. After you finished 1 round, you start again second round. And then you finish second round, you start the third round. Prepare yourself. When you're ready, you start. So 10 breath, 10 breath, 10 breath. Inhale, hold. As long as you can. After you finished 1 round, you can do 2 more in your personal pace. Expand your limitations through conscious relaxation and balance between effort and effortless state. Okay, we do 2 more rounds. Okay, we've done already 3 rounds of Kapalabhati Pranayama with Anta Kumbhaka, and I just wanted to correct a little bit that after we do 30 breaths of preparation before commencing breath retention. 10 through the left, 10 through the right, 10 through the both, not alternate nostril. There is no crime, but normally through both nostrils we do 10 more breaths. Yeah, because I've seen some of you were doing this alternate nostril. So now we'll do 3 rounds of Kapalabhati Pranayama with Bahir Kumbhaka external retention. The preparation is the same. We do 30 breaths, 10 breathing through the left, 10 breathing through the right, 10 breathing through the both nostrils, and then we do inhale, exhale completely, apply the bandhas, and hold as long as we can. You probably can notice that it's more difficult to stay extended period of time during Bahir Kumbhaka or external retention in this practice or any other. Just enjoy whatever is happening, and try to expand your limitations through relaxation and being mindful, and this effort also. Okay, so now we are following self-practice because we all have different pace for the retention of the breath. 3 rounds of Kapalabhati Pranayama with Bahir Kumbhaka. Yeah? When you're ready, you can start. Okay. It seems like when you finished your final round, you can take Shavasana. I put 2 minutes for Shavasana. Slowly come back to the sitting. For the next one, I will ask you to model things. Okay. The next technique which we didn't practice, I will move to the side now, but first I explain and then I will, you can sit now, I will move. Then we didn't practice together this technique, but I believe you know it, because it's actually one of the main techniques mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and almost each school performed that. This technique is called Brahmari. Brahmari literally means humming bee. The bee, the honey bee, produces the sound of humming when it flies, and we are going to produce a similar sound. I prepared 5 variations of this technique for you. From simple to more difficult. I would suggest you just to test yourself and use it more as a meditative technique rather than pushing yourself for the extended retention of the breath. This technique has a parasympathetic effect. It actually creates the subtle vibration inside of the head. You know, if Kapalabhati produces this quite rhythmic vibration to purify and activate the brain, here we have soothing effect. So it's calming down the mind and the nerve system. Even they say in the hard school of yoga that it helps to regenerate the tissues for the post-operative patients, but I don't have any proof for that, just informing you. And it's also bringing the mind into the balance and helping to bring awareness within. It's good to do this practice before meditation, but I do this now after Kapalabhati because I want to really take my time for practice and explaining Brahmari or humming bee pranayama. So first couple of the variations we will do without breath retention, just to get familiar with that and feel comfortable with that. And also the different postures can be applied depending on the level of the practitioner. And I will ask Jan to help to demonstrate some. So can you sit in this side? Okay, traditionally you sit in Padmasana or cross leg, and do like this. Having your elbows to the sides and closing your ears. But it's very difficult to stay like this for extended periods of time because our hands are getting really tired. That's why I would suggest to use another variation. Yes, like someone is showing now. You sit on the block like this. On the block, open like this. Sit comfortably. Or on the bolster between your legs. And having your elbows on your knees. Yes, you can either close with your index finger, but quite often we're using thumbs. Thumbs. We are going to have one of the variations of primary using the mudra or closing sense or perception, the ears, eyes, nose, and the mouth. But it's going to be one of the variations when we're going to do like this. Right now, for the all other 4 variations, we can use either thumbs or the index fingers. Index, right? It's index finger. So you need to have your spine straight, not be like that, yeah? So that's why you need to make your seat comfortable, so you can regulate the height of your bolster or block or whatever you have, yeah? Because we are going to do 5 variations. Normally, this practice can be done up to 30 minutes, and almost there is no contraindications. Normally, they highlight contraindication as ear infection because we need to close the ears and do these things. And normally, it's not advised to do it in a lying down position. Also, we are going to have our eyes closed. Jaw has to be relaxed. Teeth slightly open, mouth closed but teeth slightly open. The mind has to focus on the eyebrow center. And you can do like this or like this. Yeah? Spine straight. So when there is no breath retention, there is no Newton bandhas application. So first two variations we do with no bandhas and with no breath retention. How we are going to do? We are going to produce the sound of the humming bee during our exhalation. And there is no full ratio number applied. You can do as long as you can. You do the inhalation and during exhalation you produce the sound of the humming bee. Like this. You also do. If you do like this or like this, but keep it. Having your eyes closed and you're having your awareness, so you bring your eyes closed, gaze to the eyebrow center during the practice. So the easiest variation, there's no breath retention. There's no mudras applied with a beginner's posture with your hands on your knees. Maybe we do actually a more difficult one in the end, would be nice. But now we're just testing ourselves and having our hands on the knees, right? So closing the thumbs is more comfortable actually rather than this. You can choose both variations. Okay, what we are going to do now? We are going to do just 5 rounds of this primary in your own pace with extended exhalation. So you need to distribute the flow of the air during the exhalation, producing the sound of the humming bee as long as it's possible for you. When you finish your exhale, straight away you inhale and produce one more exhalation with the humming bee. Finish exhale, again inhale, and again producing like this 5 rounds. We do like a circle non-stop. Yeah. When we've done 5 rounds, then we will do another variation. But I would suggest not to have the guided practice like that, because I want you to experiment with your duration of your exhalation. You all have different for sure. Yeah. Okay, just to remind you. Okay, no, I don't need it. Having the spine straight, either like this or like this, depending on your constitution. The first beginner's variation, there's no mudras, there's no retention of the breath. Yeah, so teeth slightly open, awareness at the eyebrow center, jaw relaxed. So 5 rounds count for yourself. When you're ready, you start. I mute us because Jan is going to also do and may be distracted for you. Start when you're ready. Okay, nice. And now we are going to do exactly the same, but inhalation with Ujjayi breath. So you do like inhalation, not too much extended, but kind of mindful. Quite extended, but not that much extended as exhalation. As I said here, no ratio applies. So inhalation with Ujjayi, exhalation with the humming sound of Brahmari. Yeah. 5 rounds we do, and then 3 more variations we have a little bit more difficult. Yeah, okay? So prepare yourself, you take the same position. Again, you have to be comfortable, your spine has to be straight. If something you sit on is not, the height is not appropriate for the night position, you adjust here and there. Yeah? So when you're ready, Ujjayi inhale, exhale, humming. When you're ready, you start. Keep your awareness at the eyebrow center, jaw relaxed, teeth slightly open, mouth closed. We can finish 5 rounds of music. Okay, for the next variation we are going to change our position and sit with the legs crossed. We are going to implement antarkumbhaka or internal retention of the breath. During retention of the breath, our hands are going to rest on our knees in the mudra of Jnana mudra or Chi mudra. So, having our hands on the knees in the mudra, we do during retention of the breath and during inhalation. We do inhale, hold, applying the bandhas as long as we can, and then when we need to start to do exhalation, we release the bandhas, closing the ears with our index fingers, having our elbows facing to the sides, and exhale with a humming B sound. Having our awareness at the eyebrow center, jaw relaxed, teeth slightly open. Again, having our hands in the mudras on the knees, palms facing upwards, back straight. We do inhale, apply the locks, retain the breath, hold as long as we can. Before exhalation, we release the locks, close the ears, and exhale with a humming B sound. We do 5 rounds. Of course, if you feel at some point completely uncomfortable, you take extra breath and come back to the practice. There is no target for us to make ourselves too much uncomfortable. We experiment with the new technique. Yeah? So this is variation number 3 we are going to practice now for 5 rounds. If you have any questions, if it's not clear, let me know now and we clarify and go because we have more variations to do. If all good and clear, concentrate, bring your awareness to the process and perform 5 rounds. You already know how to apply the locks, and all those details. So just follow the guide, follow what you know. Yeah. Prepare yourself. When you're ready, you can start. Hold. but when we exhale, we do we finish and now we do 2 more variation. Same thing. We start again. We're still doing. Okay, you can finish your round because we have more of Brahmari. So the next variation of the Brahmari has no retention of the breath, but it has very strong visualization technique in it, and it is combined with the mantra recitation of mantra Om, Pranava mantra. As you know, the sound Om or mantra Om also has a humming sound in the end if you extend it. Some variations of Om chanting, they have 30% of sound O through the chant and 70% pronounce Ma or throughout their Om chanting. So, but most common when we have mostly sound O to chant and quite a little bit of another part which sounds like Right now we are going to reverse it. We are going to start during exhalation with O and quickly switch to producing the sound which is in the end of the sound Om. Let me perform. And keep extending as far as you can. But it's not only that is important. We are going to sit in a cross-legged position again. And during inhalation, you can normally actually during inhalation, when we don't have to close your ears, you can rest your hands in the mudras. But here, inhalation is not that long and it has to be performed with ujjayi. Yeah? So you can rest your hands on the knees in the mudra, performing ujjayi during inhalation. While you inhale, in your mind, you visualize ascending energy from the base of the spine to the eyebrow center. So throughout inhalation, you visualize the rising energy from the base of the spine to the eyebrow center while performing Ujjayi. During exhalation, we close the ears again in the same way, and we produce or we recite the mantra Om the way I just performed, this extended humming sound, and visualizing descending energy from the eyebrow center to the base of the spine. No retention of the breath, no application of the bandhas. Again, just to conclude, sitting in a relaxed cross position with the spine straight, jaw relaxed, and then while inhaling, you inhale this Ujjayi, visualizing the rising energy from the base of the spine to the eyebrow center. On exhalation, we close the ears the way we did before, and visualize the descending energy from the eyebrow center down to the base of the spine while producing the sound Om with extended humming sound in the end. I will do it quickly now, not extended, just to show you. Again, 5 rounds. So here we combine the Brahmari with the Pranava mantra or Om recitation. And this way of recitation of Om has more humming sound in the end rather than normally we come across. Yeah? I hope I was clear enough with my explanation. Let's do 5 rounds. And again, concentration, self-observation, visualization, and mantra recitation is here applied. So beautiful practice. 5 rounds. Yeah. When you're ready, you just take your time for this practice. Ujjayi inhale. Okay, we can finish our round and one more variation of primary. The one we are going to do now, it has this type of breathing in a combination of the mudra, particularly Shanmukhi mudra, or closing the 6 gates, or sometimes said 7 gates. The mudra is, during this mudra performance, we close with our fingers the gate of perception. The ear with the thumb, eye with the index finger, with the middle finger, the nose, and the mouth with the small and ring finger. Yeah. So again, these elbows are facing to the sides, and the chest should not be directed inwards. Again, this technique may have internal retention as well, or may not have internal retention. So during internal retention, it is advised to close their nostrils with their middle fingers. Yeah? This closing the gates of perception, the ear, eyes, nose, and the mouth, this is corresponding to the Pratyahara practice, where we withdraw our senses and take control of the senses without allowing our awareness to go outside. Yeah? So we take control of the senses. As you know, mudras are corresponding, or mudras, it is physical manifestation of the state of the consciousness, ideally. And through this mudra that we apply in this practice, we are taking control of the perception through the senses, bringing our awareness inwards. So we are going to sit with the legs cross position. I know it's not comfortable for the hands to be that up for extended period of time, but it needs the practice. So we will do just 5 rounds to work with our awareness, and again we produce the sound of the humming bee during exhalation. I think we are not going to do now the retention of the breath in this technique, because I also don't want to to do too much. So we will apply this mudra, and we will do just inhaling and exhaling accordingly. So you can either inhale with ujjayi, which we highly recommend. Actually, let's inhale with ujjayi, because it can be also without ujjayi, but better if you do with ujjayi. So again, for this mudra, for this variation we are going to do now, because if we keep doing different variations, it will be till the end of the class. So I want to make it more simple. So having your chest open and hand up, down, index finger, middle finger. Yeah. So having this, having your eyes closed, of course. Yeah. On inhalation, and then exhaling. Since we are not going to do retention of the breath, we don't need to close the nose. When you perform retention, then we have to close the nose. But right now, what we do, we exercise ourselves in applying the mudra and performing the sound of the humming bee and extending the exhalation, having our awareness within. Just remind you that keep your focus on the eyebrow center, jaw relaxed, teeth slightly open, mouth closed, back straight, legs crossed, if possible. Okay? So again, if you have any questions, you just raise your hand, and neither don't strain your head too much backwards, or have your position straight. Again, we have these energy flows, so let's accommodate the energy flows in a nice form of the body. Okay, for the 5 rounds, when you're ready, 5 rounds, inhale and exhale, Bhramari. And exhale. But don't press too much on your face. It's actually should be light. You should not move your face too much. Yeah. So same as the pranayama practice. There's no need to do too much of the mimic also. Okay. So we have started 5 variations of Bhramari pranayama. Some have breath retention. Some do not have. We took our time for that. But this practice is advised to be used not more than 30 minutes normally, but 30 minutes is a kind of really long time. For your regular practice, you can use much shorter time, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or even 5 minutes. Yeah, it already have some impact, but 15 minutes is a kind of average for the pranayama to affect something when it comes to this extended exhalation and retention of the breath. And
You don't have to practice all variations during your daily practice, but some of them you can pick up which you find more efficient for you. And for that we need to develop more sensitivity towards ourselves, so bringing awareness within and observe how we feel. So now we will take 2 minutes of the Shavasana, and then we will study something else. So you can take your Shavasana time. Slowly come back to the sitting. And 2 more techniques, new techniques today to learn, and I believe also you practiced them before. But as a part of the program, we need to go through them, but we are not going to do long sessions. It's more like introductory sessions. So this is Shatali and Shatkari practices. So this is 2 pranayama techniques that are also considered to be one of the main, and they are listed in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika among 8 techniques, most significant. Let's first, they're actually quite similar in terms of their effect. That's why I will talk first about Shatali, but the first one. And then same benefits and contraindications can be applied for another technique which will follow afterwards. Shatali literally means cold. Normally it's translated as a cooling breath. Cooling. But also can be considered as calming and passionless and unemotional. So calming down and cooling not only on a physical level but emotional as well. So cools the body and the mind. So here we do inhalation through the mouth, through the folded tongue, and I will show you how we do it. But around 30% of population are not able to fold the tongue, and it's okay. Then they can use another practice, breathing through the teeth, but we'll see how we feel. So since we do inhalation through the mouth, specifically through the folded tongue, then let me find this English word. So it happens evaporation of the moisture on the tongue and the inner surfaces of the mouth, cool the air. The cooled air then cools the blood vessels throughout lungs, which gradually eliminate excess body heat. Yeah, so I'm a little bit difficult for me these terms in English, so I help myself with my notes. This practice has contraindications, of course. It's quite strong cooling technique. It's good for people who have too much heat or staying in a hot climate, or even for pregnant women who experience excessive heat. Specifically after Ashtanga Vinyasa practice, some of the female practitioners being pregnant feel overheated, so they do this Shitali practice after the Ashtanga Vinyasa practice to cool them down. But it also induces muscular relaxation and brings mental tranquility. That's why can do also before sleep. But it's not advised to do this for the people with low blood pressure, because it's even make it lower. And it's not advised for people with respiratory diseases like asthma and bronchitis. If there is a heart disease, there is no recommended retention of the breath. Somehow also not advised for the people with a chronic constipation, because it's cooling even more. And of course, it's very cold, no need to cool yourself more. I mean, externally, if it's really cold, no need to cool yourself even more. But at the same time, the benefits of that, it helps to take control of the hunger and thirst. You should practice it for some time probably. And so it generates the feeling of satisfaction. It also reduces inflammations, fevers, excessive bile, acidity. It even says that useful for eliminating peptic and mouth ulcers. I'm not sure how it works, I'm just taking it from the yoga school, but I cannot provide any proof that it happens like that. But anyway, so it's obviously very much cooling practice. And if you have already too much cold within or outside, and you feel yourself already quite low blood pressure, it's better not to do. So we don't practice this technique on a daily basis, just sometimes when it's needed. Obviously, people with excessive heat, like Pitta dosha people and too much bile people, so they find this practice quite useful. So this practice may have retention of the breath, antakumbhaka, or internal retention. The tongue is going to be folded like this. I'll show you again, so my camera off. Sorry, I will fix my camera again. And, so like this, not too much. So inhalation is done through the folded tongue. So I'm just fixing my camera. Like this. Exhalation through the nose. So when we start, we use a ratio 1:1. 1:1, so equalizing inhalation and exhalation. After that, we are not going to do it today because it might be a little bit too much. So after that, if you want to develop the practice, you do exhalation 1:2, means exhalation double longer than inhalation. And then retention of the breath is after inhalation is also applied. We start normally 1:1, so exhalation is double longer and retention is equal to the inhalation, as this is normal formula applied. And retention can be increased up to 4. But as I said, this practice looks quite simple, but in fact it's very, very powerful. Some sensitive people may feel straight away this cooling effect, and for some people with excessive wind, it might be felt quite uncomfortable. Sorry. Okay, what we are going to do now is, can you help to fix this? Sorry, just a little bit of struggling with the devices. Okay, I haven't seen it. Okay, struggling with the devices because we are here from the Stone Age. We're going to do 1:1. How long to do? Good question. So normally we start with 11 rounds, and then we can increase up to 21 rounds. And then when we are comfortable with the 21 rounds and there is a need in this practice, maybe no need, then up to 60 rounds. This is general guidelines, but we know that everything has to be adjusted individually. Yeah. So now we are going to do 11 rounds of one-to-one Shetali. If you can fold your tongue, like this, can you try? People with no camera, I'm not sure if you can. Okay, everyone can. This is good. So you see 100% of people can do here. Then there's no need to another modification. So we are going to do one-to-one for 11 rounds. For 11 rounds, equalizing inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation through the mouth, exhalation through the nose, answering the question. Yeah? So we fold the tongue to do the in because there was a question in chat. Inhalation through the tongue. Exhalation through the nose. Yeah? Inhale, mouth, exhale, nose. Same will be applied to next technique. So now prepare yourself for the 11 rounds. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you don't have any questions, let's do 11 rounds of Shetali. One-to-one. Count in your mind inhalation, same duration should be exhalation. Prepare yourself. Keep breathing through the tongue. Inhalation through the mouth, exhalation through the nose. Okay, you can finish your round. As I said, it's not really strict how many rounds today. As I said, it has to be considered individually. Normally, it's recommended to start from 11, increase to up to 21, and maximum up to 60 rounds. But again, it's very much individual. Depends. Another practice, which is very similar to Shitali, this is called Shitkari. Normally translated as a hissing breath because we produce this hissing sound. So inhalation has to be done through the teeth. So through the mouth, allowing the air to go through the teeth and exhaling through the nose. Again, we start with equalizing inhalation and exhalation, and then to make practice more advanced, we do double exhalation. Number of the units, and then we can also apply antakumbhaka or internal retention according to the formula where in the beginning the retention is equal to the time of inhalation and exhalation is always double longer, and increase retention up to 4. But normally it is not needed that much because since this practice has very strong cooling effect, even without extended breath retention is already quite powerful. So the Shitkari has the same benefits and contraindications, but also we can add that if the student or practitioner has sensitive teeth, then of course, obviously, this is not comfortable to practice and there is no need to push yourself. But at the same time, if there is no issues, if the benefit is that they say the practice keeps the teeth and the gums healthy. Not sure how does it work, maybe through the cooling effect. So, yeah. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to show you how we do the inhalation, and then we will do about 11 rounds of the equalizing inhalation and exhalation using Shitkari technique. So we perform very light sort of smile. The jaw has to be still relaxed, so we should not be too much stress in the face. Again, the stress in the face normally corresponding to this tension in the mind, and we know we have to let go. So it's always, if someone is meditating or trying to form pranayama, there's also like really lot of tension in the face, it's reflection on the condition of the mind. So, but if you make an effort to relax the muscles of the face, it affects on the condition of the mind, vice versa. So it helps the mind to calm down. So again, this coming to the morning lecture. So from both ways we can affect body on the mind, mind on the body. So even this is uncomfortable in the beginning to do what we are going to perform now, try to find your comfortable way. Yeah, it's a question of habit. So very light smile. Teeth should not be pressed too much, nor should not be open too much. So they are slightly touching. Yeah. So allowing the air to go in through the mouth and exhaling through the nose. 1 to 1, 11 rounds. I will show you first and then we continue. You can have your hands in a mudra on the top of the knees, having your thumb and index finger touching, palms facing upwards. Normally, this is most common. Having a spine straight, like no band is applied, like this. One more detail I forgot to say, that tip of the tongue can slightly touch the upper gum where the front teeth are starting. Yeah? Slightly, not pressing of course. Okay, let's prepare ourselves for 11 rounds. If you feel extremely uncomfortable, of course you should not do it. So it's, but now we just experiment and getting the new skill if you don't have it before. Having the spine straight, concentrate, you can have your eyes closed. When you're ready, we can start. make sure you open your mouth when you do the inhalation, to open your teeth. Not a wide smile, but it has to be, the mouth has to be opened with the teeth slightly touching. Okay, you can finish your round if you are not sure who finished or not, but if you finished your 11 rounds, you can finish your Shitkari practice. And again, to make the practice more advanced, you can apply internal retention, extended internal retention, which, how to say, with the same formula that applied for the practices such as Shatali or Surya Bedana and Chandra Bedana. Yeah? So, and also today I have for you the guided Shavasana practice, because honestly, when we do this Shavasana practice after asana or pranayama, not between the techniques but this extended one in the end of the practice, we are supposed to do this conscious relaxation. Conscious relaxation means that when it comes to Shavasana, to bring our awareness to different areas of our body in a particular way, on a particular way. Sorry, somebody is writing. That I will show you today. Masha, to return. We inhale, close the mouth, have retention, and then exhale through the nose. Yes, mouth is closed during exhalation through the nose. Yeah? And retention is applied after inhalation with the bandhas, and releasing the bandhas before exhalation. Yeah. But normally in the beginner stage we can apply just Janapana bandha, but it applies to other pranayamas as well. Yeah. Okay. I think I answered the questions, right? Okay, yeah, don't forget about contraindications. So, for some people. Okay, regarding guided Shavasana, we just don't have time for any other pranayama to do it properly, so I don't like to do in a rush anything. So, but we have time for the guided Shavasana. Guided Shavasana is when we take our rest on the back and we move our awareness through different parts of the body, from small to major. How it works. When you move your awareness from one part to another part, it automatically relaxes this part. You don't need even to do any specific effort to relax. Sounds a little bit contradictory, effort to relax. So what is needed to stay in a state of relaxation and move your awareness through the parts or points of the body where I will guide you. When you do your personal practice, you can do also this rotation of the consciousness through the different centers of the body, It doesn't have to be that detailed. It can be just some parts of the body, or fingers, or legs, and that will bring you to this awareness of the whole body. Yeah? And it makes a big difference into your personal practice, and a big difference, of course, in the state of the mind. This is also the preparatory part for the yoga nidra practice normally that we do, the relaxation of the physical body before we go into these deeper layers of our being. So we start relaxation of the body. Shavasana can be also practiced as a separate practice, not necessarily after asana or pranayama. It can be just taking any time of the day or before sleep if you just want to do this conscious relaxation of the body, the quality relaxation of the body, releasing all small muscular tensions or all possible tensions through the rotation of the consciousness. So, in fact, you just move your awareness to the parts which I name in a particular ratio. This ratio or direction of the moving of the consciousness came from the tantric practices, and it's called nyasa. Nyasa, this is the sequence of the these special points, so you move one from another. And in the tantric practices it's quite complex because they combine it with the internal mantra recitation and visualization. But in yoga it came in a very simplified way. We just move our awareness from part to part, and it's already quite a lot actually for us, because to keep our awareness with this small parts of the body, it's already might be a little bit not easy. Yeah? Okay, what we do now, we go into Shavasana position, and you just follow my guidance where we move the consciousness. That's it. Lay down on your back and make sure that your palms are facing upwards and legs slightly apart. Eyes are closed. Just make sure that you're comfortable, and you can stay in this position up to 10 minutes. And keep yourself alert, keep yourself awake throughout this practice. Become aware of the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand. Become aware of your palm. Back of the hand. Wrist. Lower arm. Elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the right waist, the right hip, the right thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the right foot, the top of the foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, become aware of the left hand down, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand. Become aware of your palm. Back of the hand. Wrist. Lower arm. Elbow, up arm, shoulder, armpit, the left waist, the left hip, the left thigh, the kneecap, the calf muscle, being the heel, the sole of the left foot, the top of the foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, become aware of the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, the right buttock, the left buttock, the spine, the whole back together. Go to the top of the head, top of the head, forehead, both sides of the hand, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the right eyelid, the left eyelid, the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, the left ear, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, the tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the chin, the throat, the right chest, the left chest, the middle of the chest, the navel, the abdomen, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together, the whole of the right arm, the whole of the left arm, both arms together, the whole of the back, buttocks, spine, shoulder blades, the whole of the front, abdomen, chest, the whole of the back and front together, the whole of the hand, the whole body together, whole body together, whole body together. And now, keeping your eyes closed, you can slowly move your toes and your fingers. And you can slowly move your head side to side. You can also bring your hands above your head and stretch yourself like if you wake up in the morning. And then when you feel ready, having your eyes closed, you can turn to the side and rest on your side for a few moments. Keeping your eyes closed, you can slowly come to the sitting with your spine straight and eyes closed. You can place your palms in front of your chest, and we will do the closing mantra, the ancient mantra from Upanishads, which means that lead me from darkness to the light, from death to immortality, from falsehood lead me to the truth. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityarma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then you can rub your palms to each other, rub until you feel the warmth in your palms. So when you feel the warmth in your palms, you can place your palms on your face, around your eyes, and you can, if you want, gently massage the area around your eyes in a circular pattern. And when you feel ready, you can release your hands back to your knees. And while we are still here, just because now we will finish, and just wanted to conclude that it was a really big pleasure to work with you guys, to practice with you guys throughout this 1 month. You know, you will be more people in the beginning, but since it's not that easy and requires mental and physical effort, not everyone finished the course. Some people gone from the first day. But anyway, we wanted to also say thank you to all of you guys who found the possibility to donate to our center. Who couldn't find the possibility is also okay, because they understand this is really coronavirus time. Not everyone can afford even a small donation. It's totally fine, and no need to worry. This course was created also to make accessible for everyone who is interested in the pranayama practices, to learn more and practice more and expand the knowledge and improve the skills for the personal practice and maybe for teaching others, depending on your activity. And by this course we are opening the number of the courses that are coming soon, which will include the yoga therapy of different areas like spine and digestive system, reproductive system, as what normally Rich loves to do. Yoga Nidra training also will be in January, I think. Yeah? So it's going to be a number of the courses online we are going to do. And yes, for people who have attended the courses with us, we will send the special offers for the other courses if needed. Yeah. And we also hope that since you finished the course, you were able to stay till the end of the course. That means that was interesting for you and you learned something useful maybe, and maybe you just had a nice time. This is also great. Yeah. So yeah, we are happy. We are happy that you enjoyed staying with us. Yeah. So because there are so many online information now, different courses, but somehow it happened that we all gathered together here and we did some practice together. Yeah. So we tried to combine theory and practice and make it clear to understand and useful to implement for the personal practice. And if you have any questions further on regarding your personal practice, if you cannot obviously find the answer from what you have learned already, or your colleagues or your friends also don't know, you can always check with us. And if you don't know, we also can ask our teachers, because as human beings we may not know many things, of course. We are failing here and there as normal human being. It's okay. Okay? And yeah. Thank you.